Haley's powerful book. It traced the journey of Haley's ancestors from enslavement to eventual liberation.
What's your name?
Kunta Kinte.
Kunta Kinte was played by Emmy winner LeVar Burton. Tony and Emmy winner Leslie Uggams played Kunta's daughter Kizzy, and Oscar winner Lou Gossett Jr., the fiddler, the slave who became Kunta's confidant. They share their story of how Roots came to be in PBS's Pioneers of Television that airs tomorrow night. It is so good to see all of you.
Good to see you.
Thank you. Good to see you.
You know, when you're doing something like this, a show like this, I mean, to gather, especially back in the 70s, to gather so many African-American actors and actresses together, it had to be, pretty amazing unto itself. But did you have any idea of how enduring and what a reaction this show would have?
None whatsoever.
No, not at all.
Yeah, we were in our bedrooms and our kitchens talking about it, but we didn't know that the world would accept it this way.
And we knew there was something special when we were filming it, but we had no idea what the impact was going to be. It was amazing. I mean, America stopped what they were doing to watch this television show.
And it also had people, not just African Americans, but everybody all of a sudden looking at their roots.
Yes.
Well, people forget that the title of Alex's book is Roots, the Saga of an American Family. So Roots is not the story of black people in America. Roots is the American story.
When you were cast in this, LeVar, did you have any idea that this, I mean, people throw around the phrase role of a lifetime, but this truly was.
It was.
Did you have any idea at the time?
Not a clue. I was 19 and didn't know a whole lot about anything.
That's true. It's great to be doing scenes with a young man like that, because Fiddler and Kunta Kinte is the same as Lou Gossett and LeVar Burton. They have the same kind of kinship. So when he was whipped that way, I saw LeVar being whipped, and so it really got to me.
You earned an Emmy for playing Fiddler,
yes, sir.
And it was one of those roles that you became so identified with. What was that feeling like, to know that you had something that was never done before, really?
Well, it's a miracle, because this is my 60th professional year, so I've seen a tumultuous change all the way to our president. So I've seen this wonderful growth in this country. So my relationship with Kunta Kinte and LeVar, and Vic Morrow apologized before he did the scene, because he's a good friend of mine.
Sure.
He said, I'm sorry, I got to go for it. I said, go for it, right? I looked at that boy getting beaten, and I knew that it was just felt. It was makeup, but something had to happen. And Haley spoke about it. The last line is, your name is Kunta Kinte. That's what your name is. And I looked at him, and I looked at Vic, and I said, there's going to be a better day.
Yeah.
And so that's what Alex was talking about. And, of course, there is a better day. Here we are. Look at you. Look at us. Look at our president. It's a better day.
Leslie, Lou raises an interesting point in that this had, besides being an amazing role, it had to be, I would assume, emotionally draining day in and day out to act these scenes.
It was very painful, especially the wagon scene, because I realized, my goodness, people were torn away from their families and sold, and never to see their relations again. And just to have that happen, and you're totally helpless. There's nothing you can do, nothing your parents can do, and it was just gut-wrenching for me.
LeVar, you have gone on to obviously some other amazing roles, but when you have something like that so early, does it put maybe some undue pressure on you that you have to try to match something of this import?
There was a real challenge to me at the beginning of my career, and my decision was that I had no choice but to just do the best I could every time out, because you just, roles like that don't come along but once in every other lifetime. And so I'm just really grateful that 35 years later we're still here. We're still here.
And working.
That's the best part.
That's the best part. We're working.
LeVar Burton, Leslie Uggams, Lou Gossett Jr., thank you so much.
Thanks,
it's such a pleasure to see you guys.
Good to see you.
Thank you. And again, the Pioneers of Television airs tomorrow night on PBS.